All right, let's just jump right in. It feels like every organization on the planet is under pressure to adopt AI, right? But what's the actual plan? How do you get from all the hype to a real, high-impact strategy? It can feel like a lot, I know, but that's what we're here for. We're going to cut through all that noise and give you a super clear roadmap for bringing AI into your organization the right way.
So the first big question you gotta ask is this: is AI gonna be our partner or our replacement? And look, this isn't just some late-night philosophical question. The answer you land on here, it's gonna shape your entire AI strategy. It literally determines what kind of value you're gonna get out of this whole thing.
And that question brings us to two totally different ways of thinking about AI. On the one hand, you've got automation. Now, this is what most people think of first. It's all about replacing human tasks, to save a buck. But then there's augmentation. And this is a whole different ballgame. This is about complementing what we humans do best, to create brand new value. And trust me, this is where the real magic is.
Which brings us to what I think is AI's real superpower, the augmented intelligence mindset. It's a massive shift in thinking. You stop asking, how can AI do what we already do? And you start asking, how can AI help us do things we've never, ever been able to do before? See the difference? It's huge. So what exactly is augmented intelligence? Well, think of it as a partnership. It's a collaborative model where, for the first time ever, we have two mutual learning systems in one place, humans and AI. They're working together, learning from each other, and when they do that, they don't just split up the work that's already there. No, they actually increase the size of the pie. They create more value and honestly make way better decisions than either one of them could on their own. And this isn't just theory. It gets super practical fast. You can literally think of it as AI giving your team superpowers. It takes over all the boring, mundane, repetitive stuff. And what does that do? It frees up your people to focus on the higher value work, the creative, strategic thinking. Plus, it serves up these incredible data-driven insights. It kicks off this amazing learning cycle where humans make the AI smarter, and in turn, the AI makes humans smarter. It's a total win-win.
All right, so the concept sounds great, right? But the big question is, how do you actually do it? How do you get started? Well, that's where the roadmap comes in. We've broken it down into a simple 5-stage journey that pretty much any organization can follow.
So here's the map of your journey. It all starts with stage 1, awareness. This is just about getting people interested, creating some buzz. Then you move to stage 2, the active stage. This is where you get your hands dirty, experimenting with a few pilot projects. Once you've got some wins under your belt, you hit stage 3, operational. You got a successful, maybe still limited, but real deployment. And from there, things get really exciting. Stage 4 is systematic, where AI is just baked right into your core business. And the final destination, stage 5, transformational. This is the holy grail. AI is in the boardroom. It's driving your entire business strategy.
So let's zoom in on those first two steps, because they are absolutely critical. In that awareness stage, your whole goal is just to get ideas flowing. Form a small committee, set aside a small budget for a pilot, and just encourage people to think big. Then, once you hit the active stage, you start turning those ideas into actual proof-of-concept projects. And the key here, the really important part, is to use cross-functional teams. You have to get the business folks and the tech folks in the same room, working together from day one.
And this is where we see the biggest early mistake, captured perfectly by this quote. It's called the IT hangover. This is what happens when companies treat AI like it's just another IT project. They get stuck focusing only on automation, on cutting costs. And when you do that, you completely miss the hidden value, that whole pie-growing potential of augmentation. You are literally leaving money on the table. So the most important thing is to always keep your eyes on the prize, which is that transformational stage. This is the goal. This is where AI stops being just a niche tool used by a couple of teams and becomes a core part of how you think, how you plan, and how you build a long-term competitive advantage for years and years to come.
Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit. As you actually start putting this stuff into practice, your managers on the ground are going to face some very real and sometimes tough trade-offs. It's not as simple as just picking the most powerful AI tool off the shelf. It's all about balancing that raw power with the practical, day-to-day needs of the business. And probably the most fundamental conflict they're going to face is this one: accuracy versus interpretability. It's a huge trade-off. Do you want the absolute most accurate prediction possible, even if you have no idea how the AI came up with it? Or do you need a model that you can actually understand, one that you can explain, even if it's just a little less accurate?
And this table here shows you exactly what I'm talking about. Look at something like a simple linear regression. It's super interpretable. It's easy to see why it made the decision it did, but its accuracy might be on the lower side. Now, on the complete other end of the spectrum, you have a deep neural network. These things can be unbelievably accurate, but they're often a total black box. They spit out an answer, but good luck trying to figure out exactly how it got there.
So what are managers in the real world actually choosing today? This poll from Katie Nuggets, which is a major data science publication, is so telling. Just look at these numbers. Regression and decision trees, the models that are easy to understand, are way, way more popular. And why is that? It's simple. Because managers need to pull out actionable business insights. And to do that, you have to understand the why behind a prediction, not just the what.
This whole trade-off issue brings us neatly to the challenges, because let's be real, implementing AI isn't always a walk in the park. So let's talk through 3 of the most common and most critical pitfalls that you absolutely have to watch out for.
Pitfall number 1, human bias creep. This one is huge. Look, your AI is only ever going to be as good as the data you feed it. And if that data has hidden human biases, and let's be honest, most historical data does, the AI won't just learn those biases. It will bake them into its core logic and then amplify them at a massive scale, across thousands of decisions, all happening in the blink of an eye.
Second, we have that black box problem we were just talking about. It's a real business killer. If your managers can't understand why an AI is recommending something, they're not going to trust it. And if they don't trust it, they can't use it to find real business insights. It ends up being this incredibly powerful, expensive tool that just sits on a shelf collecting dust.
And the third big one is that classic trap, mixing up correlation with causation. An AI might be great at finding a pattern. The classic example, people who buy diapers also tend to buy beer. That's a correlation, but it does not tell you the root cause. It doesn't tell you why. And if you start taking action based only on a prediction without understanding that why, you can end up with a strategy that's completely off the rails.
And this quote just nails it. Prediction is great, it's powerful, but real business actions require you to understand the root causes. You simply cannot act on the what alone. You have to know the why.
All right, so we've covered the mindset, we've walked through the roadmap, and we've flagged the major pitfalls. So let's bring it all home and talk about what it really takes to turn AI from just a tool into your organization's true long-term competitive advantage.
There are really 4 non-negotiable keys to success here. First, you have to have strong executive leadership. This isn't optional. Second, leverage partnerships. Don't fall into the trap of thinking you have to build everything yourself in-house. Third, you've got to make experimentation a core part of your company culture. You have to be willing to try things, fail, and learn fast. And finally, you have to actively drive a massive mindset shift in your managers, getting them to move from relying on gut feel to making data-driven decisions.
But if there is only one thing you take away from all of this, please make it this. The single most important factor for success is treating AI as a strategic business decision, not as a technical project. It can't just live in the IT department. It has to be led from the very top by business and technology leaders working hand in hand.
So that really just leaves us with one final question to chew on. As you look at this whole framework, the mindset, the roadmap, the keys to success, is your organization really ready to lead with AI and not just follow the hype? Because the opportunity here is absolutely massive, and now the path forward is clear.